everybody, this is Alma coming to you from Long Beach, California. Today is Saturday, November 14th of the year 2020, and this is my 42nd FlossTube. 42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So welcome again, everybody. Welcome back to all of you returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you, as always, for your continuing support, for coming back week after week to check in on me and see what I'm up to. And special welcome to anybody that's watching this or visiting this channel for the first time. I hope that you like what you see and you find a reason to stay and subscribe and continue to follow me on my stitching journey. Since this is a channel about FlossTube, I alternate between doing a FlossTube update where I show what I stitched on during the week, and the following Saturday, every other Saturday, I do a stitch with me, where I just, if there's questions that I get from viewers and subscribers, then I'll go ahead and answer them during the video, or I'll just pick a general topic, cross-stitch related mostly, and I just ramble. The last one I did, I talked about my plans, some of which have come to pass, some of which have not. If you're curious about it, go ahead and check it out. Otherwise, this will be a regular FlossTube update where I'll talk about what I stitched on the last 2 weeks. This is my last update, which is quite a lot. Last weekend we had the last 24 hours of cross stitch marathon that's hosted by Jen Lee of Perks and Stitches here on FlossTube and Instagram. There's also a Facebook group dedicated to the marathon, and there's also just year-long activities and challenges that she organizes. She's amazing. But this last weekend was the traditional 24 hours of cross stitch marathon, which if you're not familiar with it, in its original form you were supposed to stitch 24 hours straight, as the name implies. However, through time she's kind of extended it to, first it was 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and now it's the entire weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So in the course of 3 days, try to stitch for 24 hours. Last time I was able to go ahead and participate that way. This time I knew I wasn't going to be able to, just because I'm back in school and I just have other responsibilities that I needed to take care of that weekend. So when my friend Vicky from Reading and Stitching, she mentioned, she's also the headmistress, as we call her, from School of Magical Stitches and Literature. She mentioned that what she was going to do was she's going to just start all the things. She was going to use the marathon. Her marathon was going to be a start marathon. And I had already planned, I was already thinking of starting all the things throughout the course of the month. So I just thought, hey, why not? Just instead of doing it in 3 weeks, I'll just squish them all into 3 days. If I can do that, that sounds like fun. So it was really nice. Like, I'm pretty sure she posted at the end of the weekend. She posted on her Instagram all her starts. What I did was I did it in my stories. Like throughout the weekend, I did a Instagram story where I uploaded the starts as I did them, and then throughout the week I did like a regular Instagram post. In the end, I didn't really start as many things as I wanted to, mostly because as I started them, I was putting in 200 stitches on each, since that was I shouldn't say that was, but that is the minimum stitch count for a whip, to count as a whip for the no new starts 2021 challenge for next year. So I just thought, I'm halfway ready for the challenge. I just have to dig and find pictures, but I just wanted these new whips to be just all set and ready to go for next year. So I just thought, okay, I'll just put in 200 stitches right then and there, move on to the next new start. So of course I was on, I think I only got 5 or 6 starts in total. I still have a couple more to go, which I'll still continue to start, and then yeah, I think I have 3 more starts planned. That's it. And I think I'm already at 50 whips anyways, so that's more than enough. But anyways, rambling. I did want to go ahead and show you guys my current whips first and the progress on those, and then move on to the new starts that I started during the marathon. The first whip I'm gonna go ahead and show you Pattern Keeper, since I don't have the finished product printed. I don't have the model picture printed. This is Full Moon by Foxy Stitcher, which I started maybe like 2 months ago, and she was requesting somebody to do model stitching for her new designs. They're already available on Etsy, so it's not like a secret. But she does want something to use for her product images, so I volunteered for, and she had several designs that she had available, so when you volunteered, you could also say which one you were interested in stitching. So I of course went with the full coverage full coverage design, and for this one I did have to, well, I didn't have to stop. I guess I could have moved, and I did move on because I ran out of one of the colors, and I was missing one color altogether. So well, this is what I have so far. Last time you saw it, I had like these 2 corners done. I think I had maybe like 4. I feel like I had 4 colors done. I'm looking at the stitching because I can see the 4 different colors, but I was missing one color. That's why you see like there's space, right? This white space, negative space all around. It's because that was the color that I was missing. But Joann's had a sale. Oh my goodness, they're now having pre-Thanksgiving sales, guys. I guess it's just another excuse to have people shop. But I was able to go ahead and take advantage of the sale and stock up on some of the missing colors that I have, for not just for this design but for others, which you'll see shortly. But I'm using this, I used this for the Full Coverage Fanatics Wheel of Fortune challenge, where you have to choose a tier, like a level of sorts. I of course went, go big or go home, so I went for the highest level, which is the 500 stitch count per letter. So I think there's 5 words, and you just have to stitch a letter, or 500 per letter for each word, and you can only use 1 whip per word. So all in all, I finished the word for this. The first word was celebrate, which had 9 letters, so 4,500 stitches. 4,500 stitches done on this. So I got a lot of love, and I'm hoping to use this for another word. I already have some other whips planned, so this will be if I have time to do the last word. I'll go ahead and pick it back up because I do want to finish it sooner rather than later, since the designer is waiting. The next word, I'm doing it with my Heaven and Earth Designs chart. This is Moon Charmer, select the size, which is when somebody requests a specific specific dimensions for the design. I just saw that it was smaller than the original, so that's why I went with it. But it's by Amy Stewart. I think I started it back in May, if memory serves right. May of 2019. And this one, I forget what the word is. Holidays. Holidays is the word. So it's going to get, it's eight letters, so it's going to get 4,000 stitches. and I already have 3,000 stitches done. It's not much to look at, but so far I've done, I think, this chunk of pretty much all black. There is some DMC 500, which is, it's like this green right here, it's pine green for a pine tree. And there's also some dark blues hidden in there. So I've been trying to kind of bounce between doing all the black and then doing some of the colors. I also started, I tried to stick to a page, but I don't know, it's a tree, so it's all one thing. So I also just decided to go ahead and ignore the page break and just go ahead and keep going on the tree. But yeah, I have 1,000 stitches more to go on this. And I do want to, because there's still some space, so it's kind of hard to tell from the grime guard here, but I do have some space here still to go, so I do want to fill that in as well. I would like to finish up the page. So that's the plan, to use up the last 1,000 stitches to finish up this page and then keep going on this area right here. So I'm really happy. This hadn't really gotten that much love lately, so I was happy to take it back out. I'm also using all of these Full Moon and Moon Charmer. I'm using them for the Ultimate Stitching Challenge and Magical Stitches, which the deadline is the end of the year, so I would like to have as much done with them as possible. I did finish one more task with it, or for it, using Bilbo's Home by Mandarin's Designs, which I started at the beginning of the year on January 1st. So apparently it's a very popular piece. Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff just started one of Mandarin's Designs patterns. She found a Dumbo pattern that she started herself, and then another fellow stitcher named Hannah, she also said that she found several designs that she liked, and she started one in particular that she did post about was a Mandalorian piece based on the new Star Wars series on Disney Plus. And they're all like, thanks, Alma, because they all saw this, and that's where, you know, they wanted, like, they saw this, wanted to check out the shop, and then they found something that they liked. So you're welcome, I guess. I don't know. But this is what I have so far. I think I can go ahead and check since I do have Pattern Keeper open, but I'm pretty sure I'm at 70%. Since you last saw it, I did stitch a little bit more on the door. I'm trying to just go ahead and just finish up everything going down, so that's why I'm a little bit all over the place. But I did stitch a little bit more on the door and over here on the sides. I kind of did stitch. I did stitch a little bit more on this on the frame. Oh my goodness, I couldn't think of the word in for my Spanish. Frame. And of course his shirt, and then you can see the suspenders right there. There's also, we have a finished teacup right here, and his pipe. So yeah, that pipe, I couldn't figure out what that pipe was until I was actually stitching it. I was like, oh yeah, because it just feels, I don't know, it seems strange that he's drinking tea but also smoking at the same time. To each his own, I guess. He's relaxing. Let him relax how he wants to do it. But okay, so yeah, 69.13. Okay, 69.13%. Almost 70%. I had a feeling that was going to be the case, but I think that this is going to be going away for the time being, at least until next year, which again, it's not that far away anyways. But yeah, I do want to focus like on Full Moon. I want to finish that as soon as possible. And yeah, I would like to reach more goals as well, which I'll talk about that a little bit later later on the video. Plans later. Another piece that I've been focusing on the last week or so is my World of Warcraft pattern. This is the Horde flag from up to cross stitch, which I started back in June. My boyfriend's actually excited about this design because we both love playing World of Warcraft, and the reason why I'm stitching on it now is because there's a new expansion coming up for the game. It was originally supposed to come out back in well, the end of October, I guess. It was like October 26th, if I remember correctly. But they're still, you know, in beta testing or whatever, and so they found out that they had a lot more to take care of than they realized. So they were forced. At first, it was just we're postponing the release, and they didn't say when. But luckily, they did announce pretty much maybe like a week or so afterwards that it was only going to be a month later. Anyway, this is what I have so far. So it's here. I show. It's just this middle section right here. So I think it's like 15%. It looks a lot more vibrant in the camera. The color, I mean, it's the bright red is the 304. Like, I'm looking at it and it looks a lot brighter. It looks like the Christmas red, but it's not. It's 304. It's a lot more. I mean, it's supposed to be the Horde, so it's like more dark blood red. But yeah, I'll be happy to keep stitching on this. I have zero intentions of starting it or finishing it before the expansion releases, because it releases the Monday before Thanksgiving. So, but I'll keep working on it. It's fun. It's fine. Okay, so those are all my current whips, end of current whips, and now I'll go ahead and show you guys what I started during the 24 hours of cross stitch marathon. In no particular order, this is just how I have them, but I may say like the first project I started. I kept saying that in my Spanish video, but it's not, again, it's not in any particular order. But one of the whips, one of the pieces that I started was gifted to me by Debbie. She was kind enough to send me this in the mail along with some other patterns, and I found out that she also sent Sarah, Stitching Mommy, she sent her one of the sister pieces. There's apparently a blue version of this tree, so I'm thinking that there might be like it's like a 4 seasons thing going on. But I'm thinking this is like summer, because this looks pretty summery to me. But yeah, so Sarah's stitching the winter tree, so I kind of jumped ahead and went ahead and started it. And so when she reached out and asked me when I was starting it, I was like, I already did. So I think she said that she was gonna try to start hers so they can try to stitch it together. But this is what I have so far. And as I mentioned, it's the 200 stitches for the minimum amount for no new starts. One thing I did forget to mention was that this came, it's a full kit. She sent me the full kit, but the fabric was one of those printed, the ones that have like the colors printed onto the fabric. Which I understand, like, I got a few people commenting. I understand that they wash out. They wash out afterwards. But I also had an issue with the size too. It was 11 count, so it was going to be pretty big once it was done. So I decided to swap it out for just plain white 14 count data. And yeah, it just uses DMC floss. So I'll be happy to keep working on that one. And then the next Next one I started was a Teresa Wensler design, which I showed you guys when I got it a few weeks ago. I found this at a cross-stitch barter group. This where somebody was just giving it away since they decided that they weren't going to be able to stitch it themselves. So I was like, yes please. And for this one, it is on 25 count even weave, so I went ahead and started in the middle, which the middle is the alphabet right here, this section. And of course it's 1/1, at least for that section. So most of it is 2/1. No, 2/2. Yeah, I think so. I'll have to check. Point being, it's over 2. It's over 2 stitches, but the alphabet specifically is 1/1, which I was like, of course. I mean, I don't mind it because it's 25 count. I have some full coverage pieces that are on 25 count. It was just like, I just thought it was like, oh, of course, it's just my luck that the starting section is that I wanted to use as a starting section had to be 1/1, but it's fine. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is the OPQR. And again, 200 stitches, so it counts as the minimum amount for no new starts. And then the next few, I'm gonna have to show you my tablet because I didn't, if you watched my update, I think it was the last one 2 weeks ago, my printer's having issues. I tried printing out a couple of the cover pages for my patterns, and they came out pink. So I'll just go ahead and show you them over here on Pattern Keeper. The first one, like, see, I don't know why I keep wanting to say it. My next start is a pattern by Oh My Stitches Shop. It's Baby Yoda. I couldn't pass him up. It's so cute. I'm not entirely sure about where the series is going with him. Kind of jarred my image of Baby Yoda a little bit. No spoilers. But at least this pattern was super cute. And I'm using my own colors. She obviously, I mean, she has her DMC suggestions, but the product image that she uses it's different. The green is more like the picture, the product image is more like lime green, like more cartoonish, I guess. So and I liked that color scheme a little bit better, so I went ahead and used some of my my stash floss and just try to do my own little colorway, I guess. I mean, it's still the same, but this is what I have so far. Again, 200 stitches, and I went ahead and just did the outline so I can just, you're gonna, I'm telling you right now, you are going to see this first stitch with me because it's just super easy to stitch on. All I have to do is just fill in. But yeah, I'll be happy to stitch on this. I was very happy to find the pattern. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what my plans are going to be. I can't tell you. Oh yeah, my goal is to do this for all these new starts. Well, okay, false. For this one specifically, I don't have plans for. The next ones I'll show you, I do have plans for though. The first one is okay, so I'll just say it straight out. The next 3 are Mandarin's Designs patterns. So the goal is to finish up Bilbo, and then once I finish up Bilbo, I can move on to these 3. But one of them is her Iron Man pattern. This is what it's gonna look like. And For this one, I had to start over here on this corner right here because I typically would start like on the top, but this was really the only safe place to start without having to count a ton. And as it is, I already made a mistake. So this way. This is what I have so far. Yeah. So this is his arm, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be his torso already. Yeah. So this is that white space in between. But yeah, so you can tell it already left a mark. Yeah, I mean, at least I caught it pretty early. I only had to take out like 20-25 stitches. It wasn't that big of a deal. But I did like all the reds. That's what I liked about it. I liked all the reds and all the golds. So I'll be happy to work on that. And then okay, Pattern Keeper's just like spazzing out on me. The next one, if I could find it, that would be great. Okay, it slipped in along with Iron Man. Okay, this is what I have on that one. Actually, let's do it backwards. This is Darth Vader. This is her Darth Vader piece. And again, I just love the way she plays with color. I loved all the blues and the purples and the blacks. So I had a comment saying that if they were stitching it, they would just change it all to black because that's what the colorway is. So I guess you can do that. You can just trade out all the blues and the purples for like grays and have it be that way, but I think I'll go ahead and keep it this way because I do like I like the purples and the blues. But yeah, okay, so now that you saw it, this is what I've done so far. And again, I started with the for him it was the bottom right or bottom left corner. So this is his shoulder, and then this is gonna be the start of the head, or the helmet actually. So yeah, again, 200 stitches, mostly on 820, the blue DMC to 820. Both of these are going to be presents. So I reached out to one of my cousins. She's got 2 boys, one of whom was born on May the 4th. So he already has a Star Wars thing going, of course, because the dad is also a huge Star Wars fan. So so I asked her which, I kind of let her choose. I was like, okay, I kind of want to do a little something for your boys. I was wondering like what superheroes, if they have like a favorite superhero or super just character, you know, favorite character. And she was immediately like, oh yeah, just anything like Star Wars. But she also mentioned Iron Man, so that's going to be the second one. I may or may not do the Yoda one because she said, because Mandarin's Designs also has a Yoda pattern, but I'll at least do these 2 first. And then the next one that I started from Mandarin's was her Little Prince pattern, which I think I've shown you before because this was one of the original ones that I liked from her. It was between this one and Bilbo just happened to win. But that, I mean, I knew I was gonna stitch this eventually. It wasn't an either or, it was going to be like which one's first and which one's second. And for that one, if you watched my stitch with me, then you'll know, or you'll have seen how much I got done. For this one, most of the sky that she does is done in half stitch. So in order to go ahead and qualify for the No New Starts challenge, I went ahead and did 400 half stitches because 400, well, actually I should double check. I'm pretty sure that for them it's the same as most groups that count half stitches as half, and you have to do twice. But yeah, so this is 400 half stitches. So I'm sure it'll stitch up quickly, because again, it's mostly just half. The only things that have the full cross stitch are the asteroid and the little prince himself, and I think the doves too. But yeah, so that's it. Those are all the starts that I got through over the course of the weekend. Yeah, I prepped up a couple of ones. So if you follow me on Instagram, I forgot to talk about this in my Spanish video, but if you follow me on Instagram, then you'll have seen that I posted a Bella Filipina pattern, Reina Paz, Queen of Peace. I bought the kit, and I mean, this goes to show, I usually don't post starts until I have something to show. Like, I'll go ahead and post a product image and then the progress. But for that one, I only posted the materials, like the fabric and the DMC floss and the product image. And it wasn't until I started the piece that I found out that it wasn't. First of all, the product image said that or the material list said that it was on 14 count Ada, and I immediately knew it wasn't 14 count. It was too small to be 14 count. It was leaning more towards a 16 to an 18 count, which I was kind of sort of okay with, but not really, because the piece did have a lot of beading, and the smaller the stitches, the more squished up the beads can get. So ultimately, that's why they recommend either 16 or 14 count for anything that has beads. And then on top of it, I realized that it had a lot of 1/1 stitching for the details, like the hands, the fingers, and the face. So between the two, I just decided, you know what, I would just much rather get some even weave, like 16 count or 14 count even weave, or well, I guess it's backwards, right? It would be 32 count. Either way, I decided to just go ahead and not scrap it per se, but just not start it. And I was going to use the fabric for another new start. It was a blackwork design by Seba Designs, which is a Facebook group. It's a lot of blackwork patterns, gorgeous patterns. I've always wanted to do one, and I was happy because there was one design that I wanted to do on like a beige or brown or light brown fabric. So when I realized that I wasn't going to be using the Ada that came with the kit for the Bella Filipina, I thought, great, I can use this for the blackwork. But a lot of the motifs in the blackwork piece were going, I mean, they're very intricate. You know, blackwork itself is already intricate enough. So ultimately, just decided it wasn't going to work for the blackwork, because a lot of those details would get lost. So that's two whips that I was planning to start that aren't going to get done, at least not until 2022. But I mean, that's okay. I still have a couple. I can actually show you one. I have a couple of starts planned still. One of them is a Winnie the Pooh design. A friend of mine announced that she's pregnant and she's due in May, and she's always been a planner. So I mean, she already has names picked out for the baby, regardless of what gender it's going to be. And she already told me that the theme was going to be classic Winnie the Pooh. So I immediately went on the hunt and found this. It's the typical quote. So oh, it wasn't even open. It's not working. Well, I hope you saw it's, yeah, the PDF is just showing up like this. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's a very famous quote. It says, how do you Piglet asks, how do you spell love, and then Winnie the Pooh says, you don't spell it, you feel it, something like that. So I just thought it would be cute, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead and stitch the image, but then on the bottom add baby's information, like, you know, the name and birth date and weight, typical birth record information. So it's gonna be one start, and then another start that I have planned is the Leslie Teal black work style that came out this year. I've seen a couple of people around stitch it, and I thought it was really pretty. So for that one though, I'm gonna have to use separate pieces of Ada, because I don't have a piece of Ada large enough for it, and I don't want to buy anything more. So, because I think I would have to buy like a 30 by 30, like one of the larger rolls. Like you have the regular 17 by 15, I think it is, but that's not going to be big enough for it. So I would have to go buy like the next largest one, which is too much for me. So what I think we'll end up doing is I'll end up using some of my scrap Ada, and then just do maybe like 2 or 3 on each piece. Unfortunately, what that means is that in order for it to qualify for no new starts, is I'm gonna have to do 200 stitches on each piece for it to be used. So I'll have to figure that out. I don't mind doing it, it's fine. I think I'll just do maybe 2, because I'm pretty sure I won't be able to finish all of it. Or maybe I will, who knows, I'll have to see. But yeah, I have those two starts planned, and I also got a notification that I'll be receiving a little bit of Stitchy kindness in the mail today. Tess from Tess Stitches said she wanted to start a Haid with me. It's called Tea and Books, and we each bought it on like our own accounts. Like we never really planned this. We never said, hey, we should do this, but we ended up, oh no, I don't want to show you the pattern itself. But I ended up just reaching out to her and be like, hey, look what I just got. And she's like, oh my goodness, I got it as well. So she's sending me a package so I can get a jump start on it. And this is the design right here. I don't know if I'm trying to work against the books. My books, there's my books in the bookshelf, but yeah, I just thought it was a really pretty design. So I'll be starting this relatively, I think this is going to be my next start. If it does come today, then definitely going to get started for the next couple of days. So yeah, so that's 3 starts. And then that's it, I'm done. I promise I'm done, because at this point I'm pretty sure I'm way over, well, not way, but I'm pretty sure I'm like around 50 whips. So done, I'm okay, that's it, I'm done. So yeah, so a little bit of plans. Next week will be a Stitch With Me video. I do want to go ahead and do a whip parade in the middle of the month, either beginning or middle of December. So I'm thinking that if it's all right with you guys, I might replace one of my Stitch With Me videos with the whip parade, because I don't know if I'll be able to film all of those, especially whip parades, because again, with 50 whips, it's gonna be a journey. But yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing, is I'm just gonna go ahead and replace one of the Stitch With Me with the whip parade, so I can have that for you guys before the end of the year, and you can have, you know, you can see everything in in one place. I did get a question on whether or not I edit my whip parades, and I don't edit anything. I know sometimes people will use pictures like, here's where I was, and then boop, the picture will go ahead and pop up. I don't really do that. I just kind of give you a general idea of the last time, the last whip parade, this is where I was, and then this is where I'm at. So that's pretty much how I think I'm gonna do it the same. What I like to do in my whip parades is, if I have finishes, I like showing my finishes as well. Essentially, how I like to do my whip parades is, I like to do them in such a way that people can go from one whip parade to the next and have there's no lapses, so there's no missing whips or anything like that. So if I mention a whip in my previous video, my previous parade, and I finished it in the course of the last 6 months, I'll go ahead and show that finish, so that you could, because it is still progress, right? I guess the only one that I won't be able to show is the Rick and Morty piece, because that was a gift, so obviously I don't have it. But other than that, I do have, I actually don't even think I finished it or anything, so I don't think it will be an issue, but oh well. So that's coming up. So thank you for spending a little bit of time with me today. I kind of bounced off a lot of things between plans and new starts, so I hope you enjoyed all the new designs. If you have any questions regarding anything you saw today, feel free to reach out to me via Instagram or leave a comment. I usually leave all the pattern information in the description box anyways, but if I do miss one, please let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend. You have a relaxing weekend, you have a productive week, and I hope that you always find the time to do the thing that makes you happy. Until next time, guys, take care. Bye.